Is there anything he's doing that you're seeing that's allowing him to shoot more?
Sometimes last night there was a few that was coming off the rush with speed. There was one from the slot, even the goal had speed behind it. Came from our end pretty quick, and within 5 seconds it was in the opposition's net. So I think that mindset of delivering pucks creates, whether it goes in or not, it creates something. Opportunity, second opportunity, offensive zone time, not playing defense. So there's good things that come from delivering the puck.
How important was it to just get a win last night in order to build confidence and build off of that going into this?
We got to build off of it though. It was good. It's last night. It's a win. It's over. Now we're heading on the road to Washington. We've got a couple of big games, afternoon games here. We've got to continue that. We've got to follow it up and make sure that more points continue to go in the column.
Keandre, it seemed like there were a couple times last night where he maybe got caught too far up, leading to like some 2-on-1s. Where are you at kind of with his game and especially that chance against?
We go through the shifts with the players every day, and so there's always some helpful information being passed. That a guy like Phil Housley does an unbelievable job of playing the game at a really high level. Go through it, you sit down, we walk through it the next day. There's times where I feel like not just him, but we gap up a little bit too much. I think it's managing your own gap and your own speed and your own game, because everybody plays at a different pace. Everybody's mobility is not the same. Everybody's speed on the ice is not the same. So you have to evaluate where your game's at and how close you can cut that. You don't want to sit back and give major gaps, but you don't want to gap up so much that you're vulnerable the other way as well. So those things get talked about all the way. And, I think he's come in and, like I said, with the exception of one game in the last 5, our compete and our defense has been pretty good. So we're happy with the way that the D's been, from a 5-on-5 standpoint, that the D's been playing. And I think him and Bordy to figure in that pair out. I think they've been pretty good. They've been taking down tough minutes against D-zone starts and opposition's best players, and those are challenging minutes.
Similarly with Vakanainen, he's now been here. I guess he's got a few games, and just kind of how are you feeling about where he's at and his integration?
Same. I feel like he's figuring it out with Schneisen. I think they've been pretty good. They're both big, strong defensemen, and again, just trying to quiet things down from a defensive standpoint. They both move really well. I think they're both defensive-oriented, defensive-minded players, and I think that's helpful.
In terms of the defense with Quick and Net, which you're starting out, have you noticed any sort of changes, just maybe the way they do little things out there, or is it kind of been consistent in the way they play in front of both net mothers?
I mean, it's consistent. There was things we could have done better. I mean, Quickie had a couple of rounds there where he had to take in some big chances and make big saves on it. It was outstanding last night. But there's no different plan, or I don't notice anything different. I think in front of both Goaltenders, we played some good games, and we played some games where we needed to do better.
I'm sure you've been sort of preaching the length of the season. There's still a lot of time when you're talking about getting back in the playoff picture. When you have someone like Quick back there, not only just because of his veteran status, but because he's kind of been through the situation, how much does that help you get that message across, especially now?
I think there's a, when Jonathan goes in the net, I think there's a tremendous amount of confidence in how he plays the game, what he's done for us, and what he's done throughout the course of his career. He's a top-end goaltender. He's come here, he's played really well for us, so there's a lot of confidence there.
Do you look at him sort of, maybe not necessarily an extension of the coaching set, but a way to, again, to kind of point, hey, like this is possible, and maybe he kind of helps talk to the players, or kind of helps, push that message along?
I haven't worded it that way, no, but I think there's, to answer your question, I think there's a lot of confidence in both of them.
Kreider and Trocheck, do you expect both ready to go tomorrow?
Yeah, maintenance.
Yeah.
You mentioned Will Borgen before. What's impressed you most about his game, and do you feel he's adjusted well to his new role here?
I feel like he's adjusting to it. Like I said, it's bigger. It's, when you're playing against other teams' best players, you find yourself in defensive zone starts a little bit more. There's something to that, but he and Key are both great skaters. They can close quickly, and, get pucks and move them and get them out of the way and get them moving direction. So I think he's come in here, he's provided some skating, some physicality, he's played pretty well.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Peter.